think it's kind of exciting that you have a brand new asset class.
This is the official legend of the Digital Asset Investor channel. This was him 2 years ago at XRP Las Vegas. He was the only guy that had the guts to just jump in the pool and have a beer while everybody else was socializing. I think that was when he got his title, the official legend. He was retweeting the Digital Asset guy's tweet where he was showing his pictures where he stayed at Paris Casino, I guess. I don't know if that was when he was at XRP Las Vegas, but this year it's at Paris Casino. And according to Digital Asset Guy, it's a great pool. This pool was, I believe, at the MGM Grand Pool. Maybe it was a side pool. I don't think it was the main pool, as I recall. I think. So anyway, these guys are looking forward to coming, and so am I. Go to xrplasvegas.com to get your tickets.
Indeed, go to xrplasvegas.com to get your tickets. We are very, very excited about the pool party, the official legend of Digital Asset Investor channel. I guess I've got some competition. Right here he says, Digital Asset Guy, I see your XRP Las Vegas pool photo and raise you mine. I'll see you there. Cheers. So he was resharing my, let's see if we can get to it. Yeah, he was resharing my post about the Paris. So it looks like I've got some competition. I don't know if we're going to have to see who can jump in the pool the fastest, but I look forward to it. Gonna be a great time. So I'll see you there, official legend. That was really cool of Digital Asset Investor to highlight us both. Gonna be awesome. There's gonna be some really great venues and some really great people from all the different crypto platforms like I Trust Capital here, the Digital Asset Guy's favorite place to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrencies, precious metals inside of an IRA or a premium custody account where you get institutional grade custody is security with only a 1% trading fee, buying or selling. That is absolutely insane compared to all the exchanges. And the exchanges are not custodians, so I've seen a lot of friends, even family, clients, locked out of some exchanges where they say, hey, we only allow you to buy and sell an exchange, but keeping your crypto safe and holding it, that's on you, which I don't think is right. So I go with the custodian like I Trust Capital. Let's take a look at the market. We've had a really nice, pullback, or I don't know if you want to call it a pullback, because we've been down. But anyway, we've got things on the lower side. I hope we get an even lower dip. Digital Asset Guy still has a little bit of dry powder left in case we do dip down there. If you watch Blockchain Backer, he says it's totally possible for us to go down and retest this bottom again. Maybe, I think his estimate is down around 54,000. I could totally see it. We still haven't gotten that really bad news in crypto yet. Excuse me, like FTX collapsing or China banning Bitcoin and blockchain altogether. Those really scary narratives that we had back in 2018 when we got lower than 100 billion in this market. Those were the actual scary times, but those things came in the bottom of bear markets. I could see that happening. I think the Digital Asset Guy thinks $1.32 XRP is absolutely delicious. And I have, in the words of Digital Asset Investor, I have been backing up the truck. Although I don't know how many more times I can back up the truck, but I've been doing it on XRP. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Cardano and they're kind of not doing the math here. If you look at Cardano, I lived through this like others where we went from basically a penny to $1 and then 3 pennies to $3. And we're down here. We didn't get our alt season, but we're at 24 cents. People, it's already been to $3 and we're sitting at 24 cents. We're looking at like a 12x just to get back to the all-time high. If you don't believe that Cardano is going to get back to the all-time high at some point, I don't know what to tell you, because if you believe in where all of this is going and the asset class as a whole, you shouldn't have any problem believing that it probably will. Anything that I say in these videos is absolutely not financial or investment advice, just my own personal thoughts, opinions, philosophies, ideas, feelings, things like that, just for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only. So also we've got stellar lumens down here at 16 cents. If we look at it in the big picture, it's down pretty low. It's been up almost to $1 in the past. For a minute, it was up around $1. I remember watching it happen in 2017-18. I believe it'll happen again. H-bar, we've got down around 8 cents. It's been as high as about 60 cents. So almost looking at a 10x there. RLUSD's climbed all the way up in the top 50 at number 45. And then where's VeChain? Oh, Flare has moved up about 67, number 67. Official Trump is at 66. Still pretty impressive for it just coming out in 2025, I believe. Was that? Yeah, 2025, I believe. VeChain. Oh, look at this. 6666. 0.6 of a penny. That's a little spooky, but I don't know, maybe it's a sign. Again, I watched this thing crash down to 0.2 of a penny in the C-19 pandemic. Everybody said, oh, it's dead, it's never coming back, and it came back. So I don't think 0.6 of a penny should be a problem, although you never know. But VeChain looks good to the digital asset guy. All right, so here is something that I posted, basically just what I just told you. This is crypto total market cap. I said it's times like right now that are the most important in crypto. The herd believes crypto is dead, has lost a lot of gains, and is bitter. And I know from people calling me and the things that I'm hearing, this is what I just told you all. Cardano went from a penny to $1 to 3 pennies to $3. Now we're sitting at 24 cents. What is the next logical thing at some point? You know, and then this is Ethereum. I bought most of my Ethereum in this bear market. I got in before the first bull market. It was stupid. Ethereum was like $20. And I was a college kid back then. And it was a lot for me to put $100 in. And we didn't have any of this happen, so I didn't know what I was doing. We started mining. But anyway, like $100 to $300. We have our bull run. We come back down. Crypto's dead. It's not ever coming back. We sit at 1,000 to 1,800 here. We go back up to almost 5,000. Now we're sitting at 2,000. It's the times like right now. And then, of course, XRP, 35 cents was where the digital asset guy accumulated most of his. We rocket up to $3.55. We're sitting down here at $1.30. What's probably going to happen next? You know, nothing's ever for sure, but you can just look and see how history rhymes. It doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. Here is something I find particularly interesting. The great James Rule says U.S. rule change may open trillions in 401k funds to crypto, and there's an article here at CoinDesk. And I was invited on my local news to talk about this last summer. And I'll show you a little of that clip, but here's the article. How do I get rid of this? I don't want this. They force you to... We're not in control of our own computer screens anymore. I want this to go away. Oh, here we go. There we go. Every time you click on one of these articles, there's a million pop-up things you can't even... read it. U.S. rule change may open trillions in 401k funds to crypto. The Labor Department on Monday proposed a rule following an executive order from President Donald Trump that directed regulators to expand access to digital assets in retirement portfolios. This was March 30th. That was today, 6 p.m. What to know? U.S. labor, basically the same thing I just said. Plans to include alternative assets such as cryptocurrencies, private equity, and real estate. If adopted, the rule would mark a shift from traditional stock and bond-focused 401ks by allowing plan providers to add a broader mix of assets, including digital tokens and private market funds. Supporters say the change could improve diversification. Heck yeah, people already invested outside of retirements. Well, critics like Senator Elizabeth Warren warn it could expose workers to higher risks, fees, and potential losses. Yeah, higher fees than banks and Wall Street and all that. Elizabeth Warren absolutely cracks me up. Her anti-crypto army, and she said crypto is going to blow up the U.S. economy. She said that on the news. I busted out laughing. Gonna blow up the economy. Really is funny. So anyway, they keep kind of saying the same thing in this article, but I think here at the end, the move builds on earlier changes. Last May, the Labor Department rescinded prior guidance that urged fiduciaries to exercise extreme care before adding crypto to retirement plans. Trump's executive order went further, calling for digital assets to be treated on par with other investment options. People, that should really tell you something. You know, if you're just looking at the day-to-day volatility, of course it's going to seem scary to people who have been in stocks. 1 year in crypto is like a decade in the stock market. But at the end of the day, it's just you get more gains faster, you get more losses faster. But the people who do the best are the ones who just hold. And if you look at this number, the total market cap, people who just hold, they get to ride this number that's just going higher and higher. 3.7 trillion up to about 4.2 trillion and back down. Again, I was in this market when there was less than 100 billion and way less than 100 billion back in 2016, 17 when I got in earlier. So I was invited on my local news by this pretty girl here to talk about crypto in 401ks. Here you can catch a little bit of it, and then I linked a post to the whole interview, but it went like this.
More mainstream, and do you think people will want to take part in this?
Absolutely. I mean, we basically watched crypto go from $0 to $4 trillion within 15 years. There hasn't been an asset class in any of our lifetimes that have come out and done that. So I think when you kind of combine a brand new, disruptive, exciting asset class with kind of a more traditional investment vehicle like a 401k, I think it's something people are going to be excited and interested in. Yes, crypto's volatile, but it's also very new and exciting. So I think that it will definitely help the crypto industry become more mainstream.
It's great to get your insight. Sam Kearney, the digital asset guy. I appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So anyway, that was last summer. I got invited on to talk about that. And notice how I said crypto is volatile, but you know, I was saying in the long run, it's the trajectory, you know, is up. I think it will be good for both parties. I think if you take into account the rate that digital assets are growing from 0 to 4 trillion in 15 years, I think they'll pull 401ks along because eventually the crypto total market cap will be double-digit trillions. And right now there's, like I say in the beginning of this clip, there's like between 8 and 12.5 trillion in 401ks. So say the crypto market did explode up to 20 trillion, that's more than are in 401ks. So I think it'll be a double whammy where crypto will pull 401ks along, and then because it's like the chicken or the egg, because of people allocating crypto in their 401ks, that'll bring crypto up too. And it's just going to go round and round. So very exciting. You know, when I got to go on this interview on the news, it was just so kind of surreal to me. So this video that I just dropped a couple weeks ago, How My Career Changed Disaster Was a Blessing in Disguise. If you really watch that video, it's kind of a long video. Yeah, I got all the complaining. It's too long. Nobody's going to watch the whole thing. A couple people watched the whole thing and commented. And if you get to the end where I'm talking about the real disaster part, where I got home from that cadet airline training program, I left because it just wasn't what I was told it would be. And I got home, I was extremely depressed and just scared to death. What am I going to do? I was talking with a really, really close friend of mine who's basically like a therapist. Seriously, she's been through so much in her life. She's had so much therapy, but, you know, she said, would you trade places with yourself before you went? Would you really? And I took a long, hard thought about it, and I said, you know, no, I wouldn't, because I was able to make the move of taking my traditional retirement, rolling it into an iTrust Capital IRA, and my net worth grew tremendously. And anyway, I said, but I just don't know what I'm going to do with day-to-day life, though, with my career and what I want to do. And she says, well, what do you want to do? Just what do you want to do? Like, if you didn't have anything holding you back, nothing was a problem, what do you want to do? And I kind of jokingly said, I said, well, I don't know. I just want to talk about crypto all day, every day. I want to go on the news talking about crypto. And we kind of had a good laugh. And she said something like, okay, well, it's great to have a dream, but let's be practical here, which she was, she didn't mean anything by it. But then this happened a couple months later, after hitting rock bottom at the lowest point of my entire life. I was not okay. You can watch the video. I tell all about it. It was rough. Lost 30 pounds in about 3 months, just not eating, not sleeping. I just thought I was going to die. I really did. Anyway, and then this happens 3 months later, maybe a few more, but this happens months later. I was asked to come on the news twice to talk about crypto, and it just goes to show how life can do a 180, and you can have ups and downs. It can be as volatile as this. The ups and downs, the curves in the road, and it's just something to think about. So if you have time, if you're on a long drive or something, please listen to my Career Change Disaster and comment below. And let me know if you can relate, or if you have anything at all to comment on about it. So, all right, going to try to get you guys out of here. Oh, we're under 20 minutes. Good for all my people who want the short videos. Really cool for Digital Asset Investor to give me and this guy a shout out. And the official legend, I will see you in Vegas. It's game on. Going to be fun. Get your tickets to XRP Las Vegas. It's linked all over. I think there's a link in mine. Or just type in XRP Las Vegas 2026. It's going to be a great time, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Share this video and this channel with anyone who you think it would provide value to. All right, thank you for listening. Digital Asset Guy out.